It's not the morning right now, so afternoon tea from somewhere. I don't need to be sponsored by anyone big and corporate. No, this is Professor Hatter's classroom here. We don't need any sponsors. All I have to do is rely on my students here and ask for their support and views and comments and sending out the classroom to everyone else and getting more students involved in the classroom here. And I can rely on all 137 of you? Billy, I have to refresh. Okay. F5. Oh. Alright, well. Maybe this mini-series of Lost Hats will help bolster up that number. So, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do, just in case. And if you're already subscribed, then leave a comment down below about anything you see in this video that you like. But heck, I'll go through that whole spiel at the end of the video. Billy, which topic are we on today? Sports hats, not baseball hats, though. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about some football, some basketball, some hockey hats, and just go over some cool hats and go over some cool family history in the meantime. So, get out a notebook, pen and pencil. Yeah, my usual spiel. Class is in session. Let's go. Alright, gonna shrink myself down again here. Okay, maybe put myself in the corner too. Okay, there we go. So, gonna start off with some football hats here. Wearing my Broncos hat. Broncos are my number 2 team in football. And outside of Chicago, my favorite And outside of Chicago sports, Broncos are my favorite non-Chicago sports team. So, looking at some of the Broncos hats here and some other football hats, one of the big Broncos hats that I've been kind of looking around for that I've been unable to find is the Super Bowl champions hat, as it says on the hat there. The locker room hat that they wore when they won Super Bowl 50, when Von Miller and that defense, one of the top 10 defenses in NFL history, number 1 is the Bears in '86, led the Broncos to a Super Bowl victory. Yeah, we had Peyton Manning. To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of Peyton Manning when he joined the Broncos, to be honest. But, hey, went to 2 Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl, but was more on the defense. Anyways, so getting one of their locker room hats that they wore, on the field, accepting the Lombardi Trophy, and wore in the locker room, etc., etc. That'd be a cool one to get, just to add for the collection. I know I have a few championship hats already from Blackhawks and the Cubs, but it would be nice to get, more championship hats like this. Speaking of championship, this hat here that has the side patch of the Super Bowl 50 logo on its side. Football hats, NFL hats in general, aren't really known for side patches. It's just not their thing. It's more of a baseball thing. So to have this Super Bowl patch on the side of this Broncos hat would be really cool. I remember seeing this hat, people wearing in the stands, all the fans out there wearing this hat. I figured, that'd be a cool one to get, but just haven't been able to get one. And when I saw it back then, I wasn't as involved with the hat community or hat collecting as I am now. Another Broncos hat that would be cool to get, this kind of uniform, it was back in 2018, I believe, the 2018 sideline hats, where each year New Era has a different theme for a sideline hat, and one of the years was based on their jersey designs for each team. So this one, I mean, originally I wasn't drawn to it, but of course, so much time has passed, and now I have appreciation for it, and it's not available. So it's on my list to get. Two NFL draft hats from 2019, Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. Really cool hats that represent and resemble their state flag, because they represent their whole state, or at least, well, Houston the Texans represent the city of Houston, but for both the Cowboys and the Texans draft hat, they had some sort of like Texas flag symbolism involved, because the Texas flag is very iconic, the Lone Star State flag, very iconic, and kind of would more want to get it just because I like the cool design to it. So it will be a cool one to get. This last NFL hat is from a team that is no longer around, or it's no longer in its current city. This team has moved around a few times. They first originated in Chicago, then moved to St. Louis, and now currently reside in Arizona. Well, they were in Phoenix, and then they moved to Arizona. So somewhere out in the desert. The Cardinals, the Chicago Cardinals hats, will be really, really cool to get. Two reasons. One, Chicago history in general. Kind of cool that we had a second football team. Chicago is a fairly big city, I would say. We're the third largest market city in the country. LA and New York, on average, have 2 teams per league. I mean, in the recent years, because the Chargers and the Rams moved to LA, but before LA didn't have 2 football teams or a football team. But in the last 2 years, I mean, technically the Chargers are there, but no one really recognizes the Chargers. They're like worse than the Clippers. Chicago has 2 baseball teams, but nothing else of any other sport. No secondary basketball team or hockey team or football team. So at one point, it's kind of cool that we had 2 football teams. What was also cool about this football team is Chicago Cardinals drafted a relative of mine. I'm not saying that, look at me, I'm so cool that I have a relative that was drafted to the NFL, because I'm sure this is the first time that you've probably heard about this thing about my family history. My grandma on my mom's side, my grandma Nelson, would watch her cousin Ken Huxold play at Northwestern. He played for the University of Wisconsin in Madison for the Badgers, but when they go to Evanston for Northwestern football games, my grandma would go there and watch him play. 1951, Ken Huxold was drafted as a guard to the Chicago Cardinals. In the third, he was like the 327th pick, I think. He was kind of deep in the draft, like really, really deep. From what I can tell, he never played a down for the Chicago Cardinals, which seems odd, because his stats show that he played about 5 seasons for the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, from what my grandma told me, I mean, I'm adding this myself, I guess the Cardinals franchise was even that bad back in the day that cousin Ken wanted to serve in the Army in the Korean War rather than play for the Chicago Cardinals. So I guess the Cardinals were that bad of an organization back then that someone would want to go to war instead of playing for the football team. So that's why you see on Ken Huxold's stat sheet that he was drafted in 51, but then later played his 5 years all for the Philadelphia Eagles. He primarily played left guard, had 2 fumble recoveries, I think it was, and played almost 60 games, I think it was. I think the stat sheet is up on the screen here somewhere. As far as I can tell, he's still around. He's in his 90s, and that's kind of a cool reason why to get a Chicago Cardinals hat. I have a relative that was drafted by the Chicago Cardinals, but not as cool of a relative as James Nadel was, but that's a story for another time, kids. Class. In terms of basketball hats, for the NBA, a white crown, navy brim Utah Jazz hat would be really nice. I do have a Utah Jazz hat already. It's all navy, and I'll admit I'm kind of a hypocrite when I say, oh, I don't like it when the logo and the crown colors clash together, that they're the same. I like them when they're contrasting. But there are just sometimes where I just get the hat and the colors are the same. They don't really contrast too well, but I still get the hat anyways. You know, same thing with my Utah Jazz hat, my Bills hat, kind of my orange Broncos hat, but I mean there's other examples of my hypocrisy here, which I'll admit to. But it would be nice if I would have gotten this nice contrasting Jazz hat from the old Lids website, but alas. The NBA Nike City Edition 1.0 Utah Jazz hat, very, very nice. One of the better ones from the first year they did this, I believe back in 2017 or 2018. And I do have with me the draft hat from the same year that they released these hats, the 1.0, but the draft hats have all these side patches on the right side of the hat. I mean, I do like the brim, of course, with the cascading color effects to kind of resemble and pay homage to the national parks of Arches. I've been there before. Really, really cool place, and Zion National Park. But it would be nice if I had the hat with just the Utah basketball logo on the side. Would I want it to be in snapback or fitted? I can go either way, to be honest. Of course, preferably fitted, but if I get snapback, that'll be okay too. That'll be okay. The Denver Nuggets grungy gentleman's hat here with the cascading rainbow lines on the side of the hat. Kind of a cool one. I'm not saying this one is like absolutely I have to get lost hat, but you know, it would be nice if I could find this one. This would be a cool one I would like to get. Like it says on Mercari here, this one was $28. I'd say that's a fair price. I wonder if it was free. Hey, it was free shipping. I should have gotten this one. Maybe it just didn't fit at the time. Cause, oh yeah, it's a 701 1/4. But if I can find one in a relatively decent sized hat for me, yeah, I could probably get this one. It'd be nice to get. Another Denver Nuggets hat from another NBA Nike City Edition design. The Denver Nuggets color clip art effect with the skyline and the mountains in the background. Very, very cool. With the clip art mask design, or the clip mask design. That's what it is. That'd be a really cool one to get. Fitted or snapback. Either one. Another city edition. A lot of these ones that NBA ones are like city editions that are really, really cool, that stand out. Washington Wizards was one of the other very iconic city/state flags of Washington, D.C., with the 3 stars and the 2 lines, and it's on the background of a marble design, kind of like all the museums and the memorials are, like the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Memorial, more like an obelisk, the World War II Memorial, and the Jefferson Memorial, of course. So that'd be a really, really nice one to get. But very different than other materials and patterns than what other hats are. wrap up the basketball segment here, WNBA hats. They're really hard to find. They just don't make a lot of them now. It would be nice to get a Seattle Storm and a Washington Mystics championship hat for Breanna Stewart of the Storm and Elaine Deldon of the Washington Mystics. Very, very top quality MVP type players for the WNBA. Chicago Sky at one time had Elena Deladon, but traded her away for family medical reasons. Totally understand. But it would be nice to collect more WNBA hats. I'm pretty sure I will bet my 401k that there are no fitted WNBA hats out there. So snapbacks are absolutely fine. And if I could find like a New Era 940 or 39, I probably prefer like a adjustable one at a snapback or 940 for a WNBA hat. That'd be really nice to get. In terms of hockey, Milwaukee Admirals, a minor league team, an American Hockey League AHL team in Milwaukee. Hat Club had a very nice design of their logo a while ago. I want to say it's at least a year or two ago, probably 2 years. Went to the Milwaukee Admirals game almost 3 years ago. No, almost 2 years ago. Didn't find anything New Era related for fitteds or even snapbacks at the team store that I really wanted. So this is going to be on the list of lost hats to get. Anaheim Ducks hats. Not saying that this one is a must-have for me, but this is a rare hat. Anaheim Angels and Ducks hat. And this one logo here. It's a very rare one. That's kind of popular. It's a really good design too. And then Anaheim Ducks, or the Mighty Ducks. Something in this like purple, burgundy, and teal two-tone would really, really be nice and fitted. Snapback, okay, but of course fitted would be preferred here. And then to close out, a Hartford Whalers hat for lost NHL hockey hats. Was on eBay one time trying to get a all green one. Missed it. I was talking with customers at work, and someone way outbidded me by like $20. So, of course, I'm not going to get it that way. But if I had my choice, a fitted hat like this, 5950 Whalers, with the blue crown and green brim, that would be really preferred. Not really interested in a white crown or the little heart or the little cartoon whale. No, just the single W and the whale tail that make the H would be really, really nice to get. This is like a holy grail hat. Alright, that's going to end it for this episode of Lost Hats. This was part 2. We have many, many more parts to go, so make sure you keep your notification bell set for whenever I have a new Lost Hat episode, or whenever I do other videos, because I do other videos too, actually. Still working on them, but you'll see them. You'll see them come out, and they'll be great. Don't worry. I sound like President Trump. Don't worry. They'll be great. You'll love them. You'll love them. Best thing you've ever seen. So, they'll be like that. So keep your notification bell set, just in case you see something from me. But otherwise, leave a comment down below of a lost hat that you wish you had gotten from football, basketball, hockey. Baseball, we're going to do for a different video, because there were so many more baseball hats, because that's where we get hats from, baseball. So we'll do a baseball hat video later down the line. For the next part 3, we have something else set up here in class at a different theme. And if you're wondering what it is, I can't tell you. Just have to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you the next time. As always, thank you for your time. Hats off to you for watching today. Have a good day, everyone. Class is dismissed. Bye, everyone.